Welcome everyone. If you've not seen my videos before, you can go to cyclevr.com and see the complete journey starting from Land's End going all the way to John O'Groats. Or you can go to facebook.com/cyclevr. Both of the pages have a sign up button. You can click it and you'll receive emails telling you all about my impending Kickstarter, where you'll be able to purchase one of these kits and be able to cycle anywhere in the world. Also on the blog you'll find a discussion forum that you can join, and you can talk to me and others all about the Kickstarter and tell me all the kinds of things you'd like to see in it and what you wouldn't like to see in it. I need to take a hairpin bend here up the steep hills. Cyberhawk. Sounds like a terrible 80s kids cartoon. Look at that, big valley. Keep going mate, you're almost there. You've only got 5 days left. There's just about more cyclists than cars up this way. We're coming up to a little place called Berrydale, but the reason why I remember it is when I drove up through here is the hairpin bends. Very scary when you're in a car. There's a 13% gradient going down here. Keep in low gear, okay. Escape lane, half a mile. I feel worried. Berrydale itself was actually quite a very pretty little village. You can see Berrydale's main cottages down there, and there's a hairpin road just come up. Some really nice views around here. Some big mountains stretching off in the distance there. There's a 13% incline coming back up. Even though I know I'm just cycling at normal pace, it feels like I'm having to put in much more energy than normal. Imagine having that as your back garden. You'd be too scared to go out your back door in case you fell off. Just coming into a little village called Newport. If you don't like sheer cliffs and sea, don't move here. Day 121, it's the 7th of January. Happy New Year everybody. I hope you had a good Christmas and New Year, I know I did. You can see I'm right on the cliff's edge there. There's a big cliff going off in the sea. So we're entering quite rich territory for archaeological finds around this area. Loads of Iron Age brochs apparently. That farmhouse looks so lonely up there. Not a tree around. There's an old petrol pump. It must be a thing up this way where people have old petrol pumps. And I'm just coming into a little place called Dunbeath. So yes, Prince George, 5th child of King George, crashed in a plane here in 1942 doing some, we're not quite sure what kind of mission he was on actually. He was found with a briefcase full of 100 krona notes, I believe. That's a nice view with the bridge going over the valley and the river running underneath. Some hairy coos. Oh, look at that. A big love heart. That's great. Oh, this is nice. Nice little foresty path for a while. Haven't had a good forest for ages. Look at all the little lammies running. Run, lammies. Hey, there's one escaped. Most houses have seen better days. I really don't think I'd enjoy being a farmer out these ways. It's just too remote for me. I wouldn't have broadband for a start. Something I've been working on the last couple of days is a multiplayer version of this, and it works. I've got it all working. It's actually quite simple in the end. So I've got it where you can have 2 people on the same track looking. They can see each other. They're just like a box with eyes, and you can talk to each other across using VoIP, and it's great fun. So I'm yet to give it a full test. I'll be posting that video up at some point. I'll enlist a friend to join me. Not a car to be seen. I remember this part of my journey when I came up this way. Long and boring. Traffic. It's like a traffic jam all of a sudden. A truck and 3 cars. There's an odd little stilt house on the top of the hill. Thurso this way, Inverness back that way. It's gone all sunny all of a sudden. I haven't seen sun for ever so long. Day 123, it's the 9th of January. 3.5 days left. That's all I've got. I'll be finished by the end of this week. You should also check out my photos. That's my favourite bit of my blog. I've got lots of photos of crazy things I've seen along the way. I think this is the closest I'm going to get to a wind turbine on my journey. Scotland is known for its wind turbines. It has quite a lot. These are the first ones I think I've seen. It's very flat around these parts. I remember that being quite striking. Last time I came up here it was hilly, 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 and then all of a sudden flat. Looks like we are coming up to the little village of Halkirk. Maybe a snippet of information I know about Halkirk is it was the birthplace of one Alexander Keith, who emigrated to Halifax, Canada in 18 and set up a brewery. You may have heard, if you're Canadian, of Alexander Keith's India Pale Ale. Well, here we are. There's a lady playing with her dog. A jet ski. Where do you go jet skiing around here? In the fields, perhaps? The Highland Gun Shop. Get your guns. I'm guessing they don't do a lot of business these days, given that guns are now banned in Britain. Right next to the bridal shop. Alright lads, get your hands out your mouths. That's those kids again. How did you get up here? They must have teleporters. Glengolly. We've just entered Glengolly. What a great name. And there we are, Thurso, population 7,933. It's the northernmost town of the British mainland. Well, there we go. You can't get any more north than this. I guess this must be Thurso Secondary School? The northernmost secondary school in Britain mainland? Oh yes. So there it is, all of Thurso, before your very eyes. If you're from Thurso or you live near Thurso, why not say hi? I believe this is the Thurso River we're crossing over, which we've already crossed over before. So we'll do it again. Well, I've stopped just outside this lovely little house. Day 125, it's the 11th of January. It's my second last day ever in Britain. Man, it seems like so long ago since I started. I've been thinking about what I'm going to do next after this, where I'm going to go. I've always been saying Japan, but I can't make my mind up because there's so many places I want to go now. So if you have any suggestions, you can send them my way. It's nice and sunny, it's all warm. Wow, that house seems to have a hedge growing on it. Yeah, so this is Castletown we're entering, and it's a very kind of weird back alley that we're coming into. It seems to be the main road. There's the hotel, the One Hotel. There's quite a lot of older housing here in Castletown compared to some of the other places. Whoa, that needs some work. Looks like it's been bombed. I believe John O'Groats was described as a sleazy tourist trap by Lonely Planet in 2005. So there's a good award. Lots and lots and lots of chicken houses. Perfect little walkways and flowers. Almost like little oases in a desert. Again, a very neat house in the middle of nowhere. They do like their very neat houses around here, don't they? They're all perfectly trimmed. Day 126, it's the 13th of January. Do you know what today is? Today is the last day. Day 126. 126 days to get from one end of Britain to the other. So you might have noticed there's something different about me today. I'm in a different place. I cycled all the way from my spare room to my living room. And that's because later on today, the BBC are coming to interview me and record my last 5 minutes of my journey. I wonder how much property costs up these ways. How much it costs to build a house. One thing to note about VR, I'm completely uninhibited. I'm inside the front room of my house where there's a main road, people going past all the time. I've got the windows, the shutters wide open. Everyone can see me, but I couldn't care less because I'm in VR. I think off on my left there is the island of Struma. It's a big house. I was just thinking, I wonder how well the neighbours know each other around here because they're not going to meet anyone else. A little monument of some kind in the middle of nowhere. And this looks like Canis Bay we're coming into. Oh, that's a real doer-upper. Canis Bay, not really known for much. One of the Wikipedia entries talks about a man who cuts peat, and there is a big pile of peat. And there's some people walking to John O'Groats. That must have taken them much longer than me. Well, that's as far as I'm prepared to take you right now. The last 5 minutes is going to be with BBC. So I'll see you then. Exciting. Well, as promised, this is the last 5 minutes of my entire 1,500 kilometre journey, and I'm joined by the lovely people from the BBC today who have come along to film this crazy last 5 minutes. I wonder if there's going to be lots of people there waiting for me, waving their virtual flags. almost exactly 1,500 kilometers, 1,499. And you can see it's a lovely sunny day as well. Got a tourist information centre ahead. I better go there. Oh, there's a man mowing his lawn. This is it. This is the last road I'll ever drive on. See one of the islands out there off in the distance? These look like little holiday chalets by the look of it. Reduce speed now. Oh, I think I better. And there it is. There's the end of my journey. I can see it. I can almost touch it. I'm right at the end. There's people waiting for me. They're waiting for me. Cycle complete. I've done it. And there's the famous pole over there. The famous sign that tells you where you are. I can't quite get as close as I did to the one at Land's End. That's as close as I can get. Wow, this is the very end. 8 months and 1,500 kilometers, all done.